Yeah, so the thing with adult friendships is that we're all adults and we all have different priorities in our life. And when those become, we talked about this in our last episode about the sense of urgency. There are things in people's life that become more urgent than friendships. Mm-hmm. And so they'll make time maybe once a quarter or once every 6 months or whatever, mm-hmm. because other things in their life matter the most. Who knows? Whatever that looks like for them.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Shirley Dor
and Ciroc Obama. It's your audio besties here, and this is Not That Podcast.
Not That Podcast. Every Tuesday, we're sharing personal stories and giving advice
on mental wellness, sexual pleasure, relationships, and pretty much whatever the hell we want. Be sure to follow us and subscribe to stay in the know. If you like what you hear, leave us a review, please.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of This Is Not That Podcast.
And not the podcast that you thought it was.
Not the one that you thought it was. This is episode 7. I feel like we are speeding through these episodes.
Like in the Queen.
Speed. I pictured the car. So this episode, I wanted to talk about, I feel like it's divine timing, but I wanted to talk about how to date yourself. Because so many people have asked me time again, how is it that I'm so comfortable with going out by myself? Do I not feel uncomfortable? And it's perfect timing because you went out on a date to the movies by yourself.
I go on dates by myself all the time. Well, I never really considered it dates until, I be hearing people say solo dates, but I've always called it going out by myself because I'm usually by myself anyway. People are always like, oh, invite me. When you invite them, they ain't got no time and they don't show up or they don't respond. Or they're like, oh, I thought you invited somebody else because I thought somebody else would want those tickets or whatever. So I go out by myself all the time. But yeah, I went to go see Quantumania in the movie theaters.
Yeah, I still need to see Quantumania. I feel like everything has.
You gotta watch Loki first.
I've seen Loki. I've seen the entire
show.
Yeah, the entire show. Yeah. I made sure I watched it. So I haven't had time to go to the movies by myself. That's one thing that I think people actually don't realize about dating yourself. People be like, oh, you went out once, so that means you're always dating yourself and you don't go out with people because you go out once by yourself. And I'm like, that's not true. However, I am comfortable with going out by myself without the fear that someone else is going to judge me for being in this way by myself.
When you guys go out and you see people by themselves, do you judge them? I feel like that would be the only time where you would feel judged is if you be going out judging people.
Yeah.
Because if I see people out by, like, Valentine's Day 2 years ago, my boyfriend had taken me out to a restaurant, and on Valentine's Day, there was a black girl in front of us, and she was eating dinner by herself on Valentine's Day. And I thought that was cool. I was like, yes, my queen. You don't need nobody dusty son to take you out on Valentine's Day. You can still go.
Right.
And she had to make reservations because we had to make reservations.
Yeah.
So she doing the thing.
There was 1 year while I was in a relationship where I went out by myself on Valentine's Day. And people were people who saw me out were like, oh, are you like single now? And I was like, no, why are you asking? Like, oh, because you're out by yourself on Valentine's Day. I was like, oh, me and my boyfriend, we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. So I wanted to be out right now, so I decided to go by myself. And they're like, why would you do that? And I'm like, because I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but I wanted to go to a restaurant, and typically on Valentine's Day, you guys put restaurants.
I wouldn't judge you, but I celebrate Valentine's Day. So, right. But if Valentine's Day is in the middle of the week and we're working, we'll celebrate it on the weekend.
Right. So I was just out. I just went out to go get food
on Valentine's Day.
It was Valentine's Day weekend, and there is an expectation now because everybody else is celebrating Valentine's.
Well, yeah, like we're still human. We deserve to be outside.
Right. I was like, usually I spend Monday through Friday working.
Yeah, so what's the problem?
Saturday or Sunday, I will go out, and if my man is working, I'm gonna go out.
I think, like I said, if you're judging people that are outside by themselves, and then on top of that, do you be looking for people who be outside by themselves?
I do minding my business.
If you mind your business and other people are minding their business, then it really shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Right.
The issue is when your business is over here and you over here in somebody else's business, or somebody's in your business. And if somebody's in your business, it goes back to then people don't know you.
Right. From 2023 and onward, I'm sending an invoice to everybody who's in my business. If you're in my business, I'm sending an invoice, because all the other people that are in my business, they pay me.
Oh, fast. So Shirley's gonna send you a bill.
I'm gonna send you a bill for being in my business. That's how you need to see it. If someone's in your business because you're on a date by yourself, send them an invoice so then they can pay for all the other dates, because it ain't their business.
Nikki got a new song and she said if she ain't employee, then what the business
is. She really went in. Tell y'all about that. She really went in. So I think being solo
witnesses.
She was who's who? I hope she ain't talking who I think she was talking to. Oh, she ain't talking to. I hope that's not.
Well, I don't think so. I know she was dissing a lot of people, but she does that often, and I don't think she means harm when she do it.
I think it's just rap game semantics.
Yeah,
and
but you know, people are gonna take.
We're in a very soft, open culture.
Speaking of that,
24/7.
Chris Rock has a new special out, and I can't wait to watch it. It's selective things of it is pissing selective people off, and it's called selective outrage.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh,
yeah, great marketing.
I love it.
Great marketing.
I love it. Well, for the people that just enjoy comedy and not getting upset about every little thing that be happening, I think it's great, and I can't wait to listen to it.
So I think flying solo is an act of luxury. I think going out by yourself is a luxurious experience that only you get to experience, and no one else can come and kind of like piss you off. I'm one of those girls.
It does take a level of confidence.
It takes a lot of confidence, and I think that what makes me so comfortable with dating myself and like going out by myself and feeling things by myself is I can't stand people. I can't stand your decisions. I can't stand the food that you want to order. I can't stand how long it takes you to place the order. Sometimes I just want to go somewhere where I know exactly what I want and I don't have to do that. What do you want?
I don't know. I've never been here before. Have you tried the pickled eggs?
No. This is my first time here too.
I don't know, man. I'm torn.
Torn between the two appetizers on the menu?
Yeah. I want to try something else. But, the dinosaur chicken fingers are calling my name.
Yeah. Just get what you usually get at the restaurant.
Yeah. Waitress, can you just give us a minute, please? Can you give us a minute?
Do you see this? Absolutely not. What?
I think I like going out by myself, and because I don't want to have to wait on y'all availability. Because I be busy, so I want to go places, and it's not always convenient for other people. Mm-hmm. Also, I like to do things other than the club. Like I hate going to the club.
Ciroc would be hitting me up, and I'd be like, "Dang, sis, I'm looking for another summer weekend."
Yeah,
like
I be trying to
imagine waiting until your busy ass friends are available to go out,
and then you never going out.
You would rot.
You would stay inside
all day.
Because I can't do it. I can't just wait for when everybody else's availability. I went on Taco Tuesday. I had some friends and we went to Taco Tuesday maybe like a month and a half ago. And I've been trying to hang out with them since, but they busy as hell.
Yeah, so the thing with adult friendships is that we're all adults. And we all have different priorities in our life. And when those become, we talked about this in our last episode about the sense of urgency. There are things in people's life that become more urgent than friendships. And so they'll make time maybe once a quarter or once every 6 months or whatever, because other things in their life matter the most. Who knows, whatever that looks like for them. But I just know that, like, what I've seen in the past, what I've learned about adult friendships when I was younger, and when I became an adult, I'm like, yeah. This thing where people are like, you gotta put it in your calendar to go out with your friends, and you have to spin the block 50 times to confirm. That's mad real, because I think about my time, and my time is so limited. Now imagine adding a partner, kids, job. I get it.
They all having kids now.
All of our friends are having children.
They're all having children. I haven't even heard from Benny. I call
And kids, I get it, kids, man. Kids are important, dog. I get it. So
I don't get it because I ain't got no kids.
I get it because I get it in theory. I get it. I'm like, you got. We try to go out with my goddaughter, and you gotta put their clothes on. You gotta put their clothes on, and then when you're done putting their clothes on, there's a possibility they're gonna poop, and the poop is gonna slide through their clothes. Then you have to change their clothes again because they pooped on themselves, and then that already took 2 hours of your time.
Yeah, just meet me at the
Right. So by the time of the second hour, you are no longer interested in going out because your child has tired you out. So yeah, give your adult friends some grace when they say they can't go somewhere. Yes, bad friends exist, but some people genuinely don't have the time or the priorities in their life. Put friendships maybe number 3. Doesn't mean you're not important. I want to put this as a reminder. It doesn't mean that you are not an importance in someone's life. It's just there are other things that are overseeing you, right above you, like maybe 0.5 notches, and you just have to be mindful of that. And because of that, it is best for you to build. It's not even building a relationship with yourself. It's literally just giving yourself the opportunity to try new things or do things that you like without depending on someone else to do it with you.
And I personally, like I said before, that I'm an extrovert, so I usually end up making friends at the place. And sometimes when you're at places and you're by yourself, it makes other people more willing to like talk to you.
Yeah.
So that's how sugar daddy's like. Sugar daddy's looking for a single lonely girl at the bar.
At the bar, you have to be like, you have to look like you're devastated. A damsel in distress. Think about all those books that you read about like people meeting other people at the bar. That's what rich people see. Like, how can I fly in and see?
And sometimes from people from out of town come by themselves too. There was a time I went to Tap 42 by myself one time. I asked everybody. I said, hey, I asked my social media, which y'all be pissing me off on my social media because y'all watch my stories religiously. And then when I say, hey guys, y'all want to go somewhere, nobody answers.
No, I hate when y'all do that. Oh my gosh, Shirley, put me on. Oh my gosh, next time you go out, invite me. Put an invite on the social media, ask everybody if they want to go. And
you didn't ask me. You want a personal invite,
but you saw about what I was doing on my story.
You watched it. I asked if anybody wanted to go to brunch, and y'all say nobody responded to me. So I decided to go to brunch by myself. I was like, I'm gonna go, and then I went on live. So I was on live, and there was only like 3-4 people on the live, whatever. But I was talking to the people on the live. They're like, "Oh man, you should have invited me," and I'm just like, 1, rolls eyes, but then 2, a random dude who was from Texas or whatever came. He was like on a layover or something, and like literally sat in front of me, started talking to me, and paid for my meal.
I like that. I like meeting new people when I go out, and it happens every single time. Sometimes there's just not enough people out to be meeting new people, but a lot of the times I'll go out and I'll more than likely meet someone new when I'm out by myself, because people are more open to talking to someone who's out by themselves. Or I make it a point to go to like bars when I'm by myself because usually there are great conversations happening at bars. So I did some research outside of me and what I know about going out by myself, and I looked up what other people had to say about dating themselves. And so what I found was that some people feel like dating themselves can be like a retaliation for not being able to be with the person that they want to date. So I guess that's whether that's relationships or romantic friendships. So they choose how to interact with themselves when they're solo by doing different experiences that would put them in like good company. So that's going to wine bars, dinner, live music, movies.
It sounds like a man tried to make it a negative, and it still sounds good to me. A retaliation.
Yeah. So it's like so someone said it feels like it's a retaliation, but other people negate that. You can find enjoyable things to do in your own solitude, but they do understand why you're so reluctant to do it because it feels like you're retaliating, like you're doing this in retaliation with people who won't go out with you or whatever.
Oh, who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? Like, everybody's not gonna always be available when you're available, and you can't live your life based on other people's schedules.
Right. So in retaliation to those who feel that way, think about dating yourself as making yourself feel something new. So if you're trying to feel something new, you want to challenge yourself, you want to step out of your comfort zone. Going on the date is stepping out of your comfort zone. So keep it simple. Like, you don't even have to do something grand like going to the club by yourself. Don't go that far. That's a little dangerous sometimes. You can do something comfortably like going to a museum. Museums, tops, you're spending 30 minutes in a museum. I don't know nobody who wants to spend more than 2 hours in a museum, unless it's like a huge exhibit. You can go to a museum and walk around.
The Orlando Science Center once a month has like an adult night.
Yes.
Adult night thing. So you can go to the museum at night and it's 21 plus.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And
that's fun.
if you get a membership, the price is like $10, $20 a month. You get a membership, you go every month. Boom, now you have one thing that you're going to do every month where you get to meet new people and they're all adults. You just saved yourself some time. Another one is picnics. Lake Eola is infamous for having picnics. Friends go there to sit in front of the water and just chit chat, whatever. Have yourself a picnic with yourself. Go to Lake Eola Park or Winter Park because they have huge grassy areas, even a park itself, and bring a blanket, lay it out, grab a book, grab your iPad.
Take it a step further. Buy a picnic basket.
Buy a picnic basket, put yourself some drinks inside it. You get real cute.
Get a heart-shaped picnic basket.
You could be so cute with this. Like, you don't even gotta stress about it. And the great part about doing it at Lake Eola or Winter Park is that there's more than likely someone else around you doing the same thing. At Lake Eola Park, you'll have people literally sleeping on the grass by themselves with big bikes in the little corner. So you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm the only person that's doing this. But it is another way for you to kind of like enjoy your alone time. And if not that, go to a coffee shop. Go to a coffee shop. Bring your laptop. If you need to do some work, if you're not working, fake some work, shop. Watch YouTube videos. Bring your AirPods or your headphones. There's things to do so that you don't have to feel like you're doing this alone. Mm-hmm. Next thing is reserving the time in advance. If you're so uncomfortable with going out by yourself, you can make a reservation because you're giving yourself you're literally saying to yourself, I have to do this by myself at a certain time and day of this month. So pick a restaurant or pick a spot that requires reservation and do it. And then their last one that I saw, they said, was set yourself up for success. I don't really know how that's going to be possible. I don't really know how true and how effective this is when you're setting yourself up for success. I don't really know how helpful that is. I don't think it's setting yourself up for success. I think it's just doing whatever makes you the most comfortable. So take the measures that'll make you the most comfortable, but just allow yourself to indulge. do not get so caught up that
Another thing
you're
that
like not enjoying it.
Another thing, like if you're going somewhere where you think you will see a friend or something, that helps me sometimes. So sometimes, like if there's an event, like maybe Shirley posted an event or something like that, and I'll call her and she's like, she's not going. But the type of event that she has, I'm like, I want to see somebody that I know at this event or this party or this brunch or this or wherever. I probably will go because I'm like, okay, eventually I'll see somebody there. Yeah. And then when I see somebody there, just kind of.
People actually ask me that. They'll actually be like, do you know if anybody that you know will be there? Mm-hmm. And I'll be like, this person's going to be there. This person's going to be there. I might not be there, but this person's going to be there. This person, and I'll be like the connector to like all the other friends that I have that might be there. Yeah. So then that way, it's still like, okay, you may not know that Shirley's not going to be there, but you know that Shirley hangs out with these specific people, and they're going to be there. So if I feel like navigating towards them, so I don't feel comfortable, I'll say, hey, I'm Shirley's friend, and more than likely, my friends are not going to push you off. They're not going to give you a cold shoulder. They're going to be like, hey, okay, you by yourself here.
I end up going to like if there's a podcast thing, I know a lot of podcasters in Orlando. I'll be like, okay, well I know they're gonna be there. Or like I have a friend who throws like a bunch of 80s and 90s parties. I'll at least know one person there. Or like sometimes they throw stuff on like Wall Street or whatever. I know people are gonna be there. So if I know people are gonna be there, it makes me a little bit easier, like for me to go. I don't know if that would help you guys because I know the people that usually have issues with this are probably more like introverted people who don't want to go. They're just uncomfortable because they're by themselves.
Right.
But once you get there and you meet somebody, then you'll feel a little bit more comfortable. So if that helps you, going to events where you know you're going to know people would make a lot of sense.
So with dating yourself, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the things that you need to do to kind of like protect yourself as a woman. Mm-hmm. And I know that the reason why so many people are afraid to go out and date themselves is they're afraid of what's going to happen if they go out alone. Mm-hmm. And there's like a better sense of security when you're with another person than when you are by yourself.
Right.
So I don't want to act like the fear of bad things happening doesn't come to my mind. It just doesn't happen frequently. Like I don't get up and be like, oh my gosh, someone's gonna rob my purse. Like someone's gonna take. Those things just don't come to my mind. Haitians be like, if you don't say it, it won't happen. That's kind of like how I operate when I walk out my house. I don't think it, so it's not gonna happen. So if I decide, like I've been to the club by myself, I've been out to the club by myself, I've gone clubbing by myself, and I don't recall the time where I went out to the club and I thought about bad things happening to me. I always think that good things are gonna come to me when I go out. Like, oh, maybe I'll get a sugar daddy and he'll pay for all. He'll give me a second. I'm gonna get a second. Like I'll walk out and be like, oh, let me hope tonight I'm gonna get in somebody's head, shit, and all my drinks are gonna be bad. Like that's what I think about when I go out.
I think bad things usually happen when you're going to places that are not crowded. And I think probably at nighttime where there's less people would make more sense for something bad to happen. So like if I'm going out in the daytime by myself, I wouldn't think that something bad would happen. So if you're going out in the daytime, I think it's less likely that something bad would happen. And even if you do go out at night, for example, like going to parties and stuff like that, there's a lot of people there. Also, we do the bare minimum. Don't let nobody pour your drink that you don't see. Pour your drink. So don't let nobody bring you a drink to see the bartender and get it directly from there. Don't leave your drink by yourself. Don't take food, drinks, pills from random people. Right. And then keep aware of your surroundings, of who's watching you, who's looking at you crazy and things like that. Yeah. And then usually if there's a guy friend over there, I usually like try to cling on to him to make people think that, I'm with somebody. Those are just some of the ways that I try to stay safe because I also go to the club.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person that like I'll travel to a whole new city by myself. So I do take extra precaution because I can be very willy-nilly and like nothing's gonna happen. But yeah, no, taking drinks from people. First of all, how you know that's a drink that I want? No, you didn't know that I wanted to drink that. So I'll definitely draw boundaries there. If someone asks me, "Hey, do you want a drink?" I'll be like, "Yeah, let's go get
Let's
one."
go to the bar.
Right. So I'll walk with the person to the bar, and I will watch the drink be handed to me, not the person. The person doesn't have the permission to get the drink.
Yeah.
I have the permission to get the drink.
Right.
And that way, it just minimizes the damage. Obviously, people are bad people, and there's nothing that you can do to stop bad people from doing bad things. But you can minimize it by taking a couple of things within your reach. You can control some of the environment. You can try as much as possible to eliminate harmful things from happening.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. I think sometimes men know who to try. They know who to try.
They pray. They pray on you.
Yeah, I've never been in like a dangerous situation with a man, but I also have like an attitude, and it's not gonna be easy for you to get whatever you're trying to get from me. So definitely make sure like you set your boundaries, and no means no, and definitely stand on that. And sometimes you can't like giggle and play with them. Certain men, you gotta notice that you can't.
They'll take advantage.
Yeah, they'll skate. They'll skate like crazy. So
work on your assertive boundaries and communication.
Yeah, if you go out by yourself, because I'm usually like I'll go out with my friends and they'll invite me specifically because like old Haitian men will come and try to booyah with them, and they're too nice to say no, whatever. And so I grab them, and Haitian men are like, "Hey, this is my dime," and I'll be like, "Yo, get off my friend." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like when they try to booyah with me, and then I'm just like, "All right, thanks, that's enough."
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
You definitely have to grow some thick skin, and maybe that's why some of you guys
balls.
are afraid. Maybe that's why some of you guys are afraid. But that's the sign. The sign is that you need to work on your assertive communication skills, and that will make you feel more secure about going out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would recommend on that. And then, of course, sexual responsibility always comes up, right? Like bad people do bad things, right? Mm-hmm. So this episode is brought to us by Talk That Street. They make it a point to educate individuals in Central Florida, but necessarily not even just Central Florida, all of Florida, about making sure that they are aware of things that are happening within the Central Florida community in regards to sexual health. And Women's and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness Day is happening on March 10th. And that's a day to bring recognition to all of the efforts that has been made in reducing HIV within the population for women and girls. Like, don't forget that young women are also impacted by having sex. Like, they can have sex. You can have sex as early as 10. It's not ideal, but that is something that happens. And so an increased education on HIV awareness is so important. So we have some stats, some numbers that we found online to just tell you how, I don't know how to say this in English, but how grave of a situation is grave.
It's grave.
How really?
Yes.
Wow, interesting. How grave of a situation HIV is for women and also for girls. So I think Ciroc, you got it.
Yes. Marvel at my reading skills. But the HIV rate among Black females is 7.7 times higher compared to white females, whereas the rate among Hispanic and Latino females is 1.5 times higher than for white females based on 2020 data. The CDC indicates it's important to get tested at least once as a part of routine care. And then, as Shirley had said at another episode that we had, make sure that you do it with your primary care provider, because apparently it's a specialty test if you have it with your gyno or whatnot.
Yeah, so the price is, so it's very important, one, to get tested for HIV at least once a year. And preferably once a month if you're sexually active, because you have no idea what your sexual partner is doing. And
I would think every 3 months because don't they say that it usually takes about 3 months for
it takes 3 months, but it depends on like how sexually active you are. So if you're sexually every day,
I still gotta check it.
if you having sex way too often, if you're not way too often, you have as much sex as you want to. But if you're an intimate person, you should be tested for HIV. My rule of thumb is 3 months because it takes, like you said, it takes 3 months for the symptoms to pop up in general. Or if you have contracted,
pop up
on screen, on your screen. So you want to get tested at least every 3 months. And then if you're low moderately having sex, obviously once, but stick to the every 3 months, just so you're just always safe in making informed decisions about your sexual health. And try to go to a primary care physician because primary care with insurance is known to have reduced rates. And they also added to your preventative care, like tab, and the preventative care tab is usually $0. So if you're doing anything for preventative health care with your primary care physician, they don't charge you. But if you go to a gynecologist, the gynecologist is automatically a specialist, and automatically you have a rate that you're charged to see specialists if you have insurance or charged to see specialists.
And if you don't have insurance or if you don't have a primary care provider, if you go on talkteststreet.org,
we'll put it in the show notes.
Yes, we'll put it in the show notes. I was able to get tested completely for free.
Yeah.
Literally walking. The whole process took about 15 minutes, and I got my results in like less than a week. And I have insurance, but I don't have a primary care provider. And I tried to go through my gynecologist. They were going to charge me like $250 for an STD panel. And I went to Talk Test Street. I had my HIV. I got chlamydia, gonorrhea. I got herpes. I got, I think, trichomonas or something like that. So they give you a whole panel completely.
And on top of that, we know that like it's uncomfortable to go to a healthcare provider to get these services. So Talk Test Street has made it more accessible for people to get tested by having at-home testing kits. So there are HIV at-home testing kits that you can order online. It will be delivered discreetly through the mail to your home. You can take the test at home. Ciroc and I are going to pack a spend the night bag sometime during these episodes so we can kind of like show you what the testing kits look like, what you need to put in your spend the night bag. But you can order it and then you can test from home if it makes you more comfortable to do that at home.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Cool. So it's available throughout the state of Florida. It's also free to low cost. I think it depends on your insurance, but for sure I know there's a free option, so you can order it through the talkteststreet.org website or the Florida Department of Health. It'll forward you right back to Talk Test Street.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have a free option. And then there's prevention measures. So if you are looking to prevent yourself from getting HIV, which is something that we always hear people not knowing is available to them, you can take medication daily. There are daily options for you to take medication that will help reduce your odds of getting HIV by 99%. This is a 99% efficiency rate for prevention, and that's through PrEP or PEP. So with PrEP, I believe that's the pre HIV. So taking this medication daily so that so that it will prevent it. And then PEP is for if you do have it,
it will reduce your chances of passing it to somebody.
Yeah. So with those two testing options, plus a testing kit, plus free to low cost services, we're literally doing the work to make sure that there are less these numbers, these statistics change over time with increased availability of these resources. And I know there's some people who are like, oh, there's none of them available. The same way y'all be searching up those Fashion Nova dresses. The pretty little thing birthday outfits. Is the same way you can look up testing, treatment options, sexual wellness insights, advice. Everything you want is on Google.
It's actually on Talk Test. We already gave you the website.
We gave you the website.
We gave you the website.
Literally click in the YouTube notes, the YouTube description, or the show notes on our podcast episode. You have a direct link to the resource that will lead you to where you can get these options, these testing options.
I have another preventative measure. There was a video of a man that said he got 7 baby mamas and 7 kids. If that is not birth control, or that makes you not want to be celibate and stop giving yourself to these men, I don't know what will.
Yeah, that video was very alarming because, he spoke truth, right? Because he communicated. He communicated to these women that he is not the best partner for them to be having non-safe sex. And clearly, they did not listen.
7 women did not listen.
7 women did not. He said there was more than 7 that he's communicated with.
And my thing is, he's not Future Nick Cannon, so he don't even have it to give.
There's no desire to be.
He don't have it to give,
nor the resources to take care of 7 kids.
If that don't make you want to choose better for yourself, I don't know why. And the women that decided to do this, I hope you guys have learned your lesson.
Yeah. Now we're listening to this episode.
Because we need the women to be a little bit more smarter nowadays, because I feel like that's why the men are doing this nonsense.
Yeah.
Because y'all was still sleeping with him after he said what he said.
Yeah.
And that is alarming.
Yeah, right. So go back and listen to the stats. Now imagine that with the number of women who have decided to be intimate with men who are not prepared to be fathers.
Not even just prepared. He didn't sound like he would have taken responsibility for anything.
Yeah.
And the fact that you had unprotected sex with 7 different women is crazy.
Yeah.
So I want all of our women to think, use your brain a little bit more, make sure you get tested. Let's try not to have unprotected sex with men who don't seem to care about you or your well-being or what may happen. And yeah, let's do better. And this is probably why the men are acting crazy like the way that they're acting now. Because he's talking and he's proud of what he's saying, and people are in there like, you know what? He did say.
Right. See, this is why sexual responsibility is so important. If you take hold of sexual responsibilities and you put it in your hand, you will not have somebody play with that.
Yeah.
So we had to end off this episode with anything. Take responsibility for your sexual wellness yourself. You do the talking. You get the testing. You do the treating. By visiting talktesttreat.org. And that way you're like eliminating the odds of you being with a man who decided to have 7 babies with 7 different women.
And if you are able to go out by yourself on Valentine's Day and take yourself out on dates, you won't care that this dusty man is going to take you out to eat, because you're going to go out to eat anyways.
Right. Because you have full power and control over what you want on your, how to date yourself. You know how to date yourself. You know what you need. You know your wants, you know your desires. So no dusty person going on.
Dusty, rusty, crusty, musty.
So per usual, thank you again for listening to this episode of This Is Not That Podcast.
It's not the podcast you thought it was.
Thank you to Talk Test Street for sponsoring this episode. We love that we're having this open internal dialogue about important things like sexual health and sexual wellness within the Black community, especially for women and girls. So make sure you explore our show notes and check out Women's HIV Awareness Week.
It's Women's History Month.
Oh, it's, first of all, Happy Women's History Month. On top of that, Happy Women's History Month. And Women and Girls HIV Awareness Day. That is beautiful. I love that it's like all
together.
Yeah, and it's also my birthday month. Damn.
When is it? What time? Or where are we going? And
All right, we'll talk about it next episode. I'll figure that out in 2 weeks.
Y'all have a good day, night, whenever you're listening to this. And make sure you take yourself out on your next payday. Take yourself somewhere nice, somewhere you've always wanted to go.
Yeah.
Take yourself to a steakhouse. Take yourself to Blue's.
I know it's commercial. Spa day. Yeah, make sure it's spa day. I'm going on a spa day for my birthday. That's the only thing that I know is happening.
That's crazy because she suggested it for my birthday and then she decided to do it. Wow, she want to be like me so bad. All right, guys, have a good night.
I hope y'all heard the part where she said, I suggested it. And now
I already stopped it.
Wow. As long as the video captured it, we got more proof. Thank you for listening. New episodes of This Is Not That Pod drops every Tuesday, so keep up with us by pressing that follow button.
We want to hear how much you're feeling us. So if you love the show, leave us a review. Be sure to read our show notes and tap or click around to support our sponsors.